what's up everyone, and welcome to my review for I'm a kaiju, I'm getting beat up. Whoosh, oh, you just cut me in half. Pacific Rim. That was my reenactment of a scene in Pacific Rim, and I was so looking forward to this film, as many people were. It looks so badass. Every trailer just built it up. Oh, look at these mechs. Oh, they're fighting giant alien monsters that came from the Pacific Ocean. You gonna screw them up. You gotta go fight them. And oh man, every time I saw a trailer, I was pumped to see this film. So, what did I think of Pacific Rim? Well, it's been getting really good reviews. Many people have been saying it's probably the best summer movie of this year. That's audiences, not critics. But what did I think of the film? Well, let's talk about the story. Alright, so the story for Pacific Rim is set in a world where big giant monsters called kaiju just start rising from the Pacific Ocean and start destroying stuff, killing humans and whatnot. And of course humans are like, okay, we gotta stop this thing. Luckily they do, but the thing is that they start showing up more and more. 6 months later, another one shows up. A couple months later, another one shows up. A couple weeks later, another one shows up. So yeah, humanity's pretty much boned. So they're like, okay, we need to do something. So the bright idea that they come up with is, let's make mechs. Let's make mechs that can be only operated by 2 people, because one person, it's way too much for them. 2 people, and they can go and stop these kaiju whenever they start appearing. And they do that, and then the movie is set, like, I think like 15 years later, into the future, where you follow a character named Riley Beckett, played by Charlie Hunnam, and his brother Yancey Beckett, who are 2 really good pilots of their own. They have their own Jaeger called Gypsy Danger. They're pretty good at what they do. They're not the best, but they're good. They're about to go set off to fight a kaiju, and at first it looks like it's going pretty well. They defeated it, it looks like. But then it rises back up and destroys Gypsy Danger, kills Yancey, Riley's brother, and luckily Riley gets out of there, kills that kaiju, and gets out of there and is able to operate it by himself. Only one other person could do that, operate it by himself. But he gets on to the shore and he's safe, right? Well, he decides, you know what, alright, my brother died, people don't know where I am, I'm just going to go and do my own thing. So he becomes a construction worker, but of course Idris Elba's character, who is I guess the sergeant, the commander of these Jaegers, decides to, you know what, I need you. I found you finally. It's been 5 years. I know your brother died and that sucks, but I really need you because we don't have too many Jaegers and not too many pilots that are capable of piloting one. And guess what? I got Gypsy Danger back. So I need you to help me. Come on, man. Come on, I need you. I need you, man. He doesn't say that. He just pretty much says, hi, I'm Idris Elba. If you're not coming with me, F you, mate. He doesn't do that. He's Australian. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, he decides, you know what, fine. I'd rather pilot a Jaeger than do this when I die. So you know what? I'm going to go pilot Gypsy Danger once again. He meets up with this Asian woman named Mako Mori, who becomes his partner later on in the film. They have a really good bond. They start fighting kaijus. And of course, they have to find out a way to stop the kaijus before, of course, a lot of them come out and start killing everybody. That's the story. That's all I'm going to explain, because, oh boy, for a movie that story is very not complex, I sure made it complex. I sure did. But that's pretty much the story. And the story itself is not the greatest. It definitely isn't. I'm not saying that, but I had a blast. Even when there was no action, there was no cool special effects to look at. I really enjoyed the characters. I really enjoyed the humor of the movie. Sure, the dialogue itself isn't the greatest, but it fits that cheesiness of the story itself. Again, I like the characters. I like the main 2 characters. I like Charlie Hunnam's character, Riley, and I like Mako Mori. I think her name is, oh my god, I can't remember her name. I'm just going to say she's really good in this though. But I really like that. I really like that relationship too that they actually have in the film. And I don't know, I really enjoyed that. I thought they were really good in this film. I actually heard from some reviewers that Charlie Hunnam was bad in this. I didn't see that at all. There was some times where the dialogue was bad, so you couldn't really deliver it perfectly, but I think he was really good in this, and I can't wait to see him in more stuff, because if you don't know, I don't watch Sons of Anarchy, so, I mean, I want to. I heard it was really good, but I don't watch it, so this is like pretty much the first movie I saw him in, and I think he was really good, and I really like, I think her name is Rinku Kokochi? I'll just say Rinku. And she was really good in this, and I want to see her in more movies because I don't think she's been in a movie before. Idris Elba's in it also, and he's great. I really like his character. He's, again, a cliched black general, I guess you could say, but he has a lot of character to him, which I thought was very surprising. Later on, you actually find out what his relationship with another character is, and I thought that was actually kind of interesting. I actually like that. And there's actually some emotional depth there at times, especially with Meiku's character later on. There's actually one scene that I thought was very powerful for the most part. And sure, there's some characters like Charlie Day's character, who is a scientist that's all manic and crazy. Woo! And then you got Burn Gorman, who plays the obvious British scientist, like, oh, good word, my sir, I think you're wrong. Chip, chip, cheerio. So, there's some generic characters, so I'm sorry, not generic. There's some cliched characters, but even them I enjoy. Charlie Day and Burn Gorman do great with their roles, so I really like both of them. So overall, I think the acting, while not the greatest, definitely not. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, but everybody had a good ass time, and to be honest, I think Idris Elba was actually great in his role. And again, the characters aren't the greatest, but I like them, and it's cheesy, it's funny, but there's times where the dialogue is just straight up bad, and I do have to say, yeah, the dialogue at times is bad. But again, I think it just fits the story in general. So there you go. There's the acting and the story. The reason why you want to see this film, of course, is Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman was great in this. He plays a character named Hannibal Chow. He is great here. He's very funny. I really like his character. And there you go. He's great. So that's pretty much the review. Thank you and goodbye. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what everybody wants to go see. I just said that because I forgot to talk about him in the acting. But the reason everybody really wants to see this film is the action and the special effects. And let me tell you this, the special effects in this movie, oh my god. It's like if they took the visual style, the breathtaking, beautiful visual style of Oblivion, and mixed it with the great action-packed action special effects of Man of Steel and mixed it together, because this movie has a style that just won't quit because it's so beautiful looking, and there is tons of special effects. Don't think they're going to show a mech maybe once or twice and that's it. No, they show this mech a lot, and when they're on the screen, the action is long, it's beautiful, it's well shot, you know exactly what's going on, and it's just pleasing on the eyes, and it's loud. I saw this in IMAX 3D, and let me say this, even though the 3D itself is not that great, there's not too much stuff coming at you, and you don't feel like you're in the world itself. It's either 3D is good because it's coming out at you, or it makes you feel like you're a part of this world. But it didn't make you feel like that. What made you feel like you're a part of this world is the IMAX portion, because it was loud. Boom, boom, boom. Every explosion, which there's plenty of, the freaking walls would shake, the floor would shake. I felt the rumbling in my tummy, and I was like, damn, if you want to see this film, spend the $20 to see it in IMAX, because it is a treat. It is a treat. Go see it with a bunch of people. I heard like, whoa, that was crazy. Every time a big freaking explosion happened and the walls would shake. It was just so awesome watching this in IMAX. So there you go. There's my review for the IMAX. But really, the action is just huge in scope. Things exploding all the time. It's really easy to figure out what's going on. Again, like I said, I like the characters, so at times there's some tension here because you don't know what's going to happen to some of the characters. And let me just say, it's not just all fun and games. There are characters that might bite the dust. Let me just say that. But, it's still a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this film. The special effects are just fantastic. And I love how all the aliens look different from one another, and all the mechs themselves look different from one another. They didn't just go, okay, they all have to look the same, so we don't need to keep creating different ones. No, they said, screw that. We're going to make them look and feel like mechs. Even the way they move, they look like they're moving like mechs. They did such a good job with the special effects and the action. I gotta commend them just for that. Even if you don't like the story and the acting and whatnot and the dialogue, sure, but you cannot say that the action and special effects are bad, because you are fucking wrong. Sorry, I'm cursing, but you are wrong. This is a badass, probably the best action movie of this year and for the last couple of years. I love this film so much, but again, I do have to criticize some portions of the film, and I'm being a little bit more critical nowadays. I would definitely give this a 10 out of 10 if it was up to me, but, well, it is up to me, but I'm being a little bit more critical about movies nowadays. I'm going to give it a 39 out of 40. Pretty close, though. Pretty close. I love this film, and I'm going to go see it again this weekend, and maybe, I don't know, maybe, just maybe, I'll like it more the second time. Who knows? But I loved it the first time, so I don't know how I'll like it a little bit more. I just truly did love it. So there you go, 39 out of 40. Not a perfect score, but oh my god. Go watch this movie now. And again, watch it in IMAX because it's definitely worth it. It will blow your brains out of your ears. So there you go. There is, well, it might actually do that, especially since it's really loud. So there you go. There is my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Pacific Rim did not disappoint. No, it did not. Oh boy. So there you go. There is my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and goodbye.